The Directorate of Public Relations of the Australian Army presents War Correspondent. Your name is Mike McCann. You're a war correspondent. For the people of this atomic time who know that peace belongs only to the prepared, you tell these stories of the Australian Army on active service. Your name is Mike McCann, war correspondent.
I'm Mike McCann. There are a few Australians who, whenever they see a magpie perched in a tree, remember another magpie. A magpie named Percy from Adelaide, who was the mascot for a gallant body of Australians who fought in Timor as Sparrow Force. Percy the magpie was somehow typical of that force of 1,400 Australians who defended the strategically important island of Timor against the Japanese. In those early days of the war in the Pacific, the Japanese were vastly superior in numbers, naval and air support. And Percy the magpie might be said to have been typical of Sparrow Force because the last scene of that cheeky mascot was when he was perched on a demolition charge in a position from which the Australians were withdrawing. And like Percy the magpie, the men of Sparrow Force were perched on a demolition charge when, with Dutch forces, they prepared to defend the island against invasion from a massive Japanese assault force, sweeping south with a powerful aircraft striking group and well-trained paratroopers. But the Japanese were due for a shock. They were to find the Australians of Sparrow Force as cheeky as a magpie, and able swiftly and strongly to fight back. They were to find that their superiority in numbers didn't intimidate the small force spread thin along the beaches and around the airfield at Timor.
Message just through, sir. Sounds like a lovely Christmas present.
Yeah? Reinforcements arriving?
No, sir. Operation order, sir. Here it is, sir. Japanese moving southward. Landings may be expected around Kopang Bay. That's us. And on the west coast in Samar Straits. And at any point or points on the south coast by a force up to the strength of a division.
Is that all?
No, sir. No naval support available for you, and you should not rely upon it becoming available. That's it, sir.
As you said, nice Christmas present. Well, better put the damper on the celebrations.
Another one here too, sir. Army headquarters.
Oh, let's have it.
Warning on what tactics we can expect, sir, when the Japanese attack here. Says the Japanese are full of low cunning, use noise to lower morale and cause premature withdrawal. A lot more about infiltration tactics, sir. It says, cannot defeat enemy by sitting in prepared positions and letting enemy walk around us. Must play him at his own game and attack him every possible occasion.
Yes, that's sound. We'll see if we can put it into practice.
But there were difficulties at first, brought about by diplomatic differences with the Portuguese authorities on the Portuguese portion of Timor. And those difficulties allowed the Japanese initially to take the Australians by surprise. Initially. It was near midnight on February the 19th, 1942, when a section of Australians guarding the airstrip had been told to expect Portuguese troops.
Yes? Sentry reports hearing noises, sir. Expects it's those Portuguese troops coming in.
Okay. Let Captain Callanan know. He's at the Dutch headquarters in Dili. It could be an enemy landing.
I have, sir. Captain Callanan says the Dutch doubt it could be an enemy landing. But he says to send a patrol to investigate.
Good.
Yes? All right. Another report, sir. Sentry says he can hear foreign voices. Gunfire, sir. I've got Dutch headquarters on the line again. They say it's probably a submarine firing on us from up the coast.
We'll see. Reg, send a patrol out straight away.
Right, sir.
Well, we'll soon know. Get Captain Callanan for me again, please. It's a Bren. And grenades.
Private Doyle coming, sir.
Oh, good. He's section runner. What is it, Doyle?
Chaps, sir. They got Smithy, sir. Wounded Private Ryan.
Now, take it easy now. What happened?
Private Ryan and Private Smith, sir, are in a gun pit on the approach to the strip.
Yes.
They heard voices, sir. Thought it was the Portuguese or Dutch troops. They were laughing, were chattering, making no attempt at concealment, sir. The next thing, they see it's the Japs. So they open up with the Bren, but the Japs are so close that those that don't get bowled over start throwing grenades. They got Smithy and wounded Ryan, and then they pulled out.
Pulled out?
Yes, sir. Just for a minute or so, I jumped into the gun pit with Corporal Delbridge, then bandaged Ryan. He wouldn't leave, sir. The Japs came at us again, and Ryan's gun jammed. A Jap yelled out in English to surrender. He says, "You're no longer an enemy. Take off your coat and give it to us." Ryan shouts back, "If you want my coat, come and take it off yourself." When I left, they're still firing up there, sir.
Get me Captain Callanan, quickly.
Ryan's dead, sir.
I'll get him, sir. I'm section runner. I'll make it. There's an old Dutch push bike outside I can use.
Right, Doyle. See if you can reach Captain Callanan and let him know what's going on here.
Right, sir. I'll get to him. I'll be Jake. I'll see you all later. Come on now. Let's see what kind of a wheelman I am. This bike ought to be put out to grass. Get up there. There's into the airstrip coming up. Plenty of Japs here now. Have to get through them. Fairly dark. Keep pedaling like this and I might race through them. Here goes anyway. That took them by surprise. Went through them like a hot knife through butter. Didn't have time to fire a shot. There's Dilly ahead. Dutch headquarters are down this way. It's been shelled too. Hope the captain's okay. Yes, there he is. Private Doyle, sir. Section runner from the airfield.
Yes?
From Mr. Mackenzie's section, sir.
Go on.
We had a Bren gun team knocked out on the strip and the Japs are massing to attack there. Our communications to headquarters are cut, sir.
Right, Doyle. Where till I scribble this message? Lieutenant Mackenzie. Can you take it back?
Sure, sir. I came through them once. I'll get back again. You see.
Good man. Here it is.
Right, sir. I'll get back. Come on now. Might be tougher this time. There's a few more of them now, and they're stuck into our blokes. Better not go straight through them this time. See if I can swing around them. Oh no, there's a bunch of them straight ahead. Come on! If I get through this, I'll make the Olympic Games. Now, swing her over. Dodgy, you mug. Right through them. Bullets like bees around the head. They've hit the bike. I've made it. Where's Mr. Mackenzie?
He's hopped into a gun pit with a rifle. Along the strip there.
Thanks. I've got a message for him. Doyle, sir. I made it. Here's a message from Captain Callanan.
Good work, Doyle. Oh, thanks. Looks like we're on our own. You get back on the bike?
Went like a charm, sir, till the Japs hit it with machine gun bullets, and she threw me. Threw me at top speed, and I flew off and landed on my feet.
Oh, good. Well, you think you can get back to Dilly again?
I can try, sir. No bike this time, though, but But I'll get there.
Despite the heroism of Private C.E. Doyle, a 20-year-old soldier from Bayswater, West Australia, communications broke down, and the Australians had to retreat from the strip after first destroying it. And then, in separate groups, the Australians went back into the hills. Private M.P. Ryan of Goomalling, West Australia, chose to stay, wounded, in the gun pit on the strip beside the body of his friend who had been killed in that first contact with the enemy. With him stayed Signaller B.I. Gannon of Hollywood, West Australia, who had also been wounded. The others retired to observe the Japanese and then to attack again.
Seems quiet enough around here, Captain.
Yes, I suppose it would seem quiet to you, Private Doyle, after that bike ride of yours.
Yeah. I'd rather know where the Japs are, sir.
That's just what...
Run for it! Japs, it's an ambush!
That's where the Japs are, sir. Waiting to ambush us.
Close. We made good time up this hillside.
Yes, with those Jap bullets to urge us on.
They didn't follow us. Waiting for bigger game, probably.
Yes, sir. Look down there, sir. Further along the road. There's some of our fellows coming.
Yes, you're right. It's Mr. Mackenzie's party. It looks like he has some Dutch troops with him.
And they've acquired a truck, too, sir.
A very old vintage, too. I hope they don't run into that Jap ambush down the road.
No, sir. Can we warn them?
Hold on. They're planning something.
They smell the rats, sir. They're taking up ambush positions themselves.
Good work. So they are.
Grandstand view of it for us, sir. Look to the right, sir. Japs.
Yes, moving up. Machine gun crew and infantry.
Yes, the ambush party. They're moving out and right into Mr. Mackenzie's party, sir.
Keep your fingers crossed, Doyle.
She's on, sir. Any tick of the clock now. There's Corporal Fowler, sir, and the others firing from the ditch.
Good work. They've got that group of infantry.
Over like ninepins, sir.
And who's that firing on the machine gun crew?
Private Poynton, sir. Another West Aussie. Oh, he's really turning it on.
Excellent. He silenced that machine gun.
And now he's after the survivors, sir, with hand grenades. That's the stuff, sir. Dish her out, matey!
Very successful short action. It's probably becoming evident to the Japanese by now that we intend to stay and fight.
If it was not evident then to the Japanese that the Australians weren't to be quickly subdued, it became very apparent later. The 2nd Independent Company, commanded by Captain B.J. Callanan of Moonee Ponds, Victoria, soon proved itself to be a hard-hitting part of Sparrow Force. And after Portuguese sources reported that 2,000 Japanese landed in the company area, 200 of the enemy had been killed on the airstrip, and the Independent Company emerged from the first shock of the assault as a compact, alert fighting body, scorning Japanese demands that they surrender. But because of the smallness of Sparrow Force, the Japanese were able to come ashore elsewhere on the island. Their warships bombarded coastal points, and their bombers attacked our defenses. More seriously still, on a wet and cloudy day early in the enemy assault, carrier planes were seen, and Japanese paratroopers began dropping astride the only road leading to the center of the island. The drop jeopardized the positions around Kopang Bay, held by the 2nd 40th Battalion of Sparrow Force. The company was cut off from its main ammunition dump and supplies. The Japanese paratroopers had to be removed from that potentially dangerous position.
Yes? Headquarters company. What's that? More paratroopers. Yeah. Yes. Hello? Who's that? Who's that in the line? There's something funny going on here, sir. That was one of our posts ringing in with reports of more Japanese paratroopers being sighted. Then a strange voice came in on the line making a sort of sneering noise.
Let me listen. Hello? Hello, who are you? Yes, there's someone cutting in on our line. I suspect it's a Japanese paratrooper. Well, that means they're closing in on us. You better put the men in the picture. We'll be making contact any time now. But it's sadly evident, gentlemen, that the Japanese paratroopers are in strength in this village of Babao on the main road inland. Our attacks on the village earlier today destroyed a considerable number of the enemy and captured a useful number of automatic weapons, but we had to move out. Enemy machine guns firing from those maize fields round Babao made our positions untenable. Well, now we must attack again, and what I propose is this. Companies, each with a section of carriers, an armoured car, and a mortar detachment under command, will lead the attacks from this point.
They reckon the Japs dropped another 300 parachutists early this morning, Reg.
Yeah, I heard that. I will take care of them later. Right now, that maize field in front of us is packed full of Japs.
Yeah, gives you a funny feeling, doesn't it? All them slit eyes peering out at us.
Oh, not so much the slit eyes. It's those machine gun snouts pointing at us that worries me. They're just lying there, waiting for us to move up onto them.
And here we go. Captain Ross has waved us forward. The Japs have been having an open go at us from the air. Now we can have a go at them from the ground.
Peaceful looking scene, isn't it? Nice maize field and the village of Babao behind it.
Yeah, you spoke too soon, mate. Nothing peaceful about lying down here chewing dirt. Japs bullets kicking up the dust all around us.
Stay where you are for a sec. I can see some of the boys moving across towards where the Japs are firing. Yeah, there go the grenades. Come on, Bob. Rest's over. Let's move into this maze and see if we can rouse any others up. It's just like being on a quail shoot. Putting them up out of the stubble.
Except that quail don't shoot back. Where did that shot come from? Yes, I can see the maze moving.
Ah! And another quail bit the dust.
Won't be many left in this field by the time we're beaten through. Some of the boys are through already.
Yeah, but look out! Well, keep down. Oh, lucky I saw him kneeling there. I'll toss a grenade over.
Keep me covered. I'll creep over and see how you went. Okay, Reg. This Jap's not going to worry us anymore.
Okay. We're nearly through anyway. Hey! There's something doing in the village. Let's get into it! Oh, too late, mate. The job's been done.
And very, very neatly. This building looks as though it's been the paratroopers' headquarters. Who went through it?
Captain Ross. There he is across there with a couple of our blokes. I saw him go in, the three of them, firing from the hip. And they knocked over all the Japs in there, including the Jap commander.
Oh, nice bag. Oh, get onto that. Captain Ross was wounded.
Yeah. One of the blokes was saying he copped that before he went for the Jap headquarters building. Looks smarter, we'll be copping one too. Well, where's that Jap firing from? Can you see?
Looks like from behind those buildings over there.
Let's get up and make a dash for cover.
Hold your horses. There's something on. Corporal Armstrong.
The Taswegian?
Yeah. He's over there with a Lewis gun. See him?
Yeah, I see him. He's going to make a run with it. There he goes. Made it. He got into that building. He's under those Japs. Good shooting, Corp. They're scattering, but he's under them. Over they go. 5 of them in that bag. Come on, let's clear this village out properly.
And the Australians drove the Japanese out of this vital village and captured Japanese documents, maps, and equipment. But they also discovered evidence of Japanese savagery, the bodies of murdered comrades. The Australians planned then to move further along the road that was flanked by paratroopers and take an important ridge named Usau. Meanwhile, the enemy was being reinforced by further paratroop drops.
That's the ridge up ahead, mate. Usau Ridge. That's the one we've got to take. See the Japs on it?
Yeah, and they can see us. That's why they're digging in up there. And look, they've got artillery with them.
Hundreds of them. The mortars are opening up on them. Oh, look at them scatter. Like ants, aren't they?
It's not them I'm looking at. It's that stretch of flat country in front of the ridge. We've got to cross that. There'd be 400 yards of open country there and no cover, mate.
Well, we'll soon know. It'll be on any time now.
Yeah. There's the signal. Off we go.
Well, they've got this open country too well covered, Bob. We can't take them from here.
That's for sure. We're pinned down all along the line. That ridge will have to be softened up before we can take it. Here, let's get back out of this. The Sarger signal is back.
Oh, it suits me. This place isn't healthy. Another half hour and we have another go at that ridge.
Yeah, third time might be lucky. Hey, what's that?
A stoush, I'd say.
For sure. But do you hear where it is?
Yes, I do. Behind us. Sounds like more of those paratroopers have come in behind us. They'll have bumped into Captain Trevina's company down at the rear of our convoy.
Front of us and behind us, eh? I'd say we just have to take that ridge up there. We'll have to ship that roadblock that the Japs have put up, then cross the open country somehow.
That's the job. But I wish we were getting on with it instead of sitting here looking at it and talking about it. If we don't take the ridge with this attack, we may as well all go home.
Yeah. And right now I'm thinking of something you said a while ago. You'd rather be getting on with it than sitting down looking at it and talking about it.
That was 10 minutes ago. A bloke can change his mind. Good! There goes the roadblock. The engineers are blowing it up.
And none of them hit. Wouldn't read about it, would you?
It's on. Here we go. Captain Roth's waving us on. Oh, he's still going, mate, wounded and all.
You wouldn't stop him with a tank. They're stopping him, Reg! Stop Captain Roth!
And they've got the 2IC, Mr. Gattenby. Come on, mate! We'll give them something for their corner!
Another 3 yards and we're at the top of the ridge. You any more grenades?
Yeah!
Look, toss one across. From where I'm lying, I can see 3 Japs dug in deep. Thanks. Get a taste of that!
Bullseye!
Oh,
They must have had a demolition charge in there with them. Oh, that certainly has quietened them down on this part of the ridge.
if the Jap Emperor could see this, it'd break his heart. Dead Japs everywhere.
They're not dead further up there. Still got a kick in them. Get under that, will you? Colonel Laggett and Colonel Madden. They're setting up a Jap machine gun.
Well, how's their fall?
They've got it working. Get stuck into them, sir!
They can't hear. Too busy at that Jap gun.
And knocking Japs over with it, too. Wouldn't that be against the Geneva Convention or something? Knocking Japs over with their own weapon?
There's probably some rule about it. But right now, at this time, I'd reckon the only rule operating is kill or be killed. Well, she was expensive, but we took that ridge. What now?
Only one thing I want, and that's sleep.
No show of sleeping in this truck. 40 other blokes in here to keep you awake. Reminds me of travelling at a peak period on a suburban train. Reg! What's that coming up behind us?
Japs, you mug. What else would it be on Timor? They're everywhere like a rash. Relax, man, and get some sleep. It's probably some part of Sparrow Force coming to join the convoy.
First time I knew we had tanks in Sparrow Force.
What? Tanks?
If they're not tanks coming behind us, I'll...
Yeah, they're tanks and towing guns. Field guns. And they're really overtaking us.
Somebody's waking up. We're stopping.
Tanks? Field guns? Paratroopers and bombers coming. This is going to be a fair dinkum blue.
But that was not to be so. As the meager force of exhausted Australians, many of them wounded, prepared to resist this powerful enemy force that had come on them swiftly from the rear, the Japanese commander called for a surrender. He told the Australians they were surrounded by 20,000 Japanese soldiers, and bombers would be called in to annihilate the Australian convoy. So as to obtain attention for the wounded, the small force surrendered. But that didn't mean the Japanese had taken the island, not by any means. As surrender was agreed upon, armed Australians slipped quietly away from the scene, making for the jungle-covered hills. Forced by overwhelming odds, part of Sparrow Force surrendered. But in the years that followed, the Japanese were harried by the Australians who remained, and who, undefeated, fought on.
War Correspondent, recorded by Robert Peach Productions, is presented for your entertainment by the Australian Army's Directorate of Public Relations.